Hi, this is Helena Hart from commitmentconnection.com, and in this video I'm going to be sharing 6 things that make a man want to marry you. So hopefully this will be really helpful for you if you're at that place where you're really ready to get that lifelong committed relationship with your man. But before I get started, if this is your first time to our channel, be sure to click the button to subscribe to get all of our videos on how to attract the man and the relationship you've always wanted. So let's get started. The first thing that makes a man want to marry you is when he really feels on a deep level that his life is much better with you in it than without you in it. And this is one of those things that you can't convince a man of by talking about it. If you've ever tried to convince a man that his life is better with you in it by telling him all of the reasons why that is, you know that doesn't work. This is something a man just really needs to feel on a deep sort of gut level. And I'm going to give you some ways to make him feel that way in this video. So that's the first one. When a man feels that his life is much better with you in it, that is what makes him think that he doesn't ever want to lose you. So that's the first thing that makes a man want to marry you. The second one is that, he knows that it's easy to make you happy. Like who he is as a person just makes you happy and makes you feel good. And it's not a struggle for him. It's not an uphill battle. And I'm sure you've experienced this, when a man starts to feel like he can never make you happy or whatever he does is just never enough, it can really cause a lot of damage in the relationship. And it will make him feel like he's not going to be able to keep you satisfied for the long term. But on the other hand, when a man feels like he can make you happy, you can receive what he has to give, and it's easy to make you happy and make you feel good for the most part, that's the kind of woman that a man really wants to lock down for a lifelong committed relationship, because a man feels good when his woman feels good, if he's a masculine energy man. So the third thing that makes a man want to marry you is when you're a source of positive emotions for him and positive experiences. So, for example, there's more positive interactions between you and him than negative. There have been lots of studies done to where, relationships that really last a lifetime are the ones where there's, I think it's something like 5 times more positive interactions than negative. That was John Gottman did a study on that. He was actually able to predict whether or not couples would stay together or not with something like 90 to 95% accuracy, just based on that one thing. How many positive interactions they had versus negative. So if you can really be a source of positive experiences and good feeling emotions and interactions with a man, that will definitely make him see you as someone that he wants in his life forever. So the fourth thing that makes a man want to marry you is when you add value to his life. Now, value could come in all different kinds of forms. That could be value support. If you're there to really encourage him and support him and stand by his side, even through rough times. It could be companionship, positive emotions or experiences, like I explained in the last one. It could be all kinds of things. One thing I want to mention here is that you have to know your value deep down as a woman first. In order to increase your perceived value in a man's eyes, you really have to know your own value and increase your value in your own eyes first. Otherwise, it's just kind of all about him. It's almost like a game. Like, I need to show a man that I'm high value. It all starts with you really knowing your value. And let me tell you, as a woman, you are so, so valuable. For a man to, be able to be around you and have access to you and your feminine energy, that is huge for a man. Most men really crave that connection. So you want to know your own value, and then you want to make sure you're adding value to his life by, could be anything. Could be, like I mentioned, support, positive experiences, encouragement, those kinds of things. And you want to make sure your man's adding value to your life as well, because, a man's going to want to feel that deep down as well, that he's adding value to your life, and the two of you are building on something together rather than just constantly butting heads trying to get your needs met from one another. So the fifth thing that makes a man want to marry you is something a little different, and that is he knows you're not going to change for the most part. Most men have this fear that when they marry a woman, or maybe they start having kids, that their biggest fear deep down is that the woman's gonna let herself go in some way, or stop being sexually interested in him, or lose her desire or her sex drive. And so you really want to show a man, like especially if you're in a long-term relationship with him, that taking care of yourself is really important to you, and working at the relationship and keeping things fun and interesting is important to you. That's what will show a man that, you're not going to change immediately after he makes that lifelong commitment, because that can be a scary thing. I mean, it's such a big deal making that commitment. So, and you also want to be with a man who isn't going to change as well. So if you've been with him for a while and you can kind of show him that you're still keeping your own life outside of him, and you encourage him to have a life outside of the relationship, it's a really, really big thing for a man. And the last thing that makes a man want to marry you is when he feels like you're on the same team. This is really important, an important one. It's not very much talked about. So I kind of imagine a man and a woman standing side by side, sort of looking out at the world together rather than opposing each other. And I think I mentioned before, just trying to push and shove each other into getting their needs met on this like ego level, right? So if you can really give the man the sense that you're on the same team with him, you're going to support him, and even when conflict comes up, which it will, absolutely, it's kind of inevitable. There's going to be arguments and misunderstandings sometimes. If you can really show a man that you're committed to working it out as a team rather than shutting down on him or blaming him constantly for things that might be going wrong in the relationship. You want to show him that you are kind of attacking these problems together as a team rather than on opposing sides. It's really, really important. If a man finds a woman like that and he believes that the two of you, could be really good together, he's not going to want to lose you, because it's a pretty rare woman who knows how to do this. So that's what I have for today on the 6 things that make a man want to marry you. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences with this, or if you have anything to add to this, feel free to type those into the comment section. I love hearing from you, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to discover exactly what to say and do to get the man and relationship you've always wanted, click the button on the right side of this video to visit our website, and I will talk to you soon.